Welcome to Lady J's Ministry. Our discussion for today is Ruth's faithfulness to Naomi. I'm reading from the book of Ruth, chapter 1, verses 16, and it reads, "But Ruth said, entreat me not to leave you, or to turn back from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God." So, in the book of Ruth, chapter 1, the Bible told the story of a man named Elimelech and his wife Naomi and his two sons Mahlon and Chilon. The Bible said that Elimelech and his family lived in Bethlehem, Judah. And the Bible said that there was a famine in Bethlehem, Judah, and Elimelech took his family. Elimelech moved his family. Elimelech and his family migrated to the land of Moab. He moved his family from Bethlehem, where there was a famine, to the country of Moab in order to find a job and to provide for his family. Elimelech and his family moved to the country of Moab because there was no famine in the land of Moab, according to the Bible. And the Bible said that after some times in the land of Moab, Elimelech died. And after his death, his two sons, Mahlon and Chilon, married Moab's woman by the name of Ruth and Orpah for 10 years. And Naomi's two sons also died in the land of Moab. So now Naomi found herself as a widow and childless in the land of Moab. Now, the Bible told us that Naomi has been hearing news that God, in his mercy, that God, in his faithfulness, that God, in his kindness, that God, in his forgiveness, has returned his favor to Bethlehem, Judah. She heard that there is no more famine in Bethlehem, Judah. She heard that there was bread and abundance in Bethlehem, Judah. And the Bible said that upon hearing the good news, Naomi decided that it is time for her to return back home. It is time for her to return back to her own land. It is time for her to go back to Bethlehem, Judah, especially when her husband has died and her 2 sons has died. It's time to go home, according to the Bible. So when Naomi decided to return back to Bethlehem, Judah, the Bible said that she told her 2 daughters-in-law. She told Orpah and Ruth. She told them it is time for her to go back home to her own land. So the Bible said that after the decision to go back to Bethlehem, Judah was made, that Naomi and her 2 daughters packed up their belongings, or they packed up whatever belongings they can carry. They left the land of Moab and headed to Bethlehem, Judah. The Bible did not specify exactly how long they have been traveling, but the Bible said that on their way to Bethlehem, Judah, the Bible said that Naomi told her 2 daughters-in-law. Naomi told Ruth and Orpah to go back to their own mother and their own family, to go back to their own mother's house. And the Bible said that Naomi kissed each of her daughter-in-laws, and the Bible said that Orpah and Ruth cried, according to the Bible. And the Bible said that Naomi's daughter-in-laws, both Orpah and Ruth, decided that they will go with Naomi. They decided that they will follow Naomi to Bethlehem, Judah. They decided that they will not abandon Naomi. They decided that they will follow Naomi back to Naomi's country. And the Bible said that Naomi told Ruth and Orpah. Naomi said to them, No, you cannot follow me to my own country. No, you cannot follow me to Bethlehem, Judah. I don't have any more son to give to you for marriage. And Naomi further told her two daughters-in-law, I am too old to get a husband. And just in case, because you never know, just in case a miracle happened and I, Naomi, get a husband. And if another miracle happened and I, Naomi, give birth to sons, are you going to wait for my sons to grow up for you to marry them? The Bible told us that Orpah and Ruth cried again when they heard what Naomi had said to them, because they don't want to leave Naomi by herself. But the Bible said that Orpah kissed Naomi and she went back to her mother's house. And the Bible said that Ruth stayed with Naomi. The Bible then told us that Naomi tried again with Ruth. Naomi tried to convince Ruth to go back to her mother's house. Naomi tried to persuade Ruth to follow in the footsteps of Orpah. Naomi tried to convince Ruth not to follow her to Bethlehem, Judah. The Bible said that Ruth refused to turn back. The Bible said that Ruth refused to abandon Naomi. The Bible said that Ruth refused to leave Naomi by herself. The Bible told us that Ruth said to Naomi, don't force me to go back to my people or to depart from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you dwell, I will dwell. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. If anything but death part you and me. The Bible said that's what Ruth said to Naomi when Naomi was adamant. When Naomi tried to convince Ruth to go back to her family, according to the Bible. And the Bible told us that When Naomi see, when Naomi sense that Ruth is not willing to go back to her family, when she sensed that Ruth will not depart from her, when she sensed that Ruth had determined to follow her to Bethlehem, Judah, the Bible said that Naomi stopped to persuade Ruth to go back. The Bible said that Naomi stopped, and both of them, both Naomi and Ruth, returned back to Bethlehem, Judah, according to the Bible. The Bible said that when Naomi and Ruth entered Bethlehem, Judah, all the city of Bethlehem, Judah, they were very happy to see Naomi. They were excited to see Naomi. They welcomed Naomi and Ruth. The Bible said that all the women in Bethlehem, Judah, they were asking, is this Naomi? Is this woman who returned back to Bethlehem, Judah, is she Naomi? And the Bible told us that Naomi said to them, "Don't call me Naomi. My name is no more Naomi. Don't call me Naomi. Instead, call me Mara. I am no more the Naomi that you used to know. I am no more Naomi, the wife of Elimelech. I am Mara. So don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Lord has dealt bitterly with me, because Naomi has lost her husband. Naomi has lost her sons. Naomi has suffered in the land of Moab. So called me Mara. I went out full, but the Lord had brought me back home empty. The Lord has dealt with me bitterly. Now called me Mara, because that's how Naomi felt at that particular time. She felt bitter. She felt defeated. She felt lonely, even though Ruth was there with her. She felt bitter and lonely. She felt more like Mara than Naomi. Bible said that when Naomi and Ruth returned to Bethlehem, Judah, it was the beginning of barley harvest. Orpah and Ruth dedicated themselves to Naomi. They were faithful to Naomi. And the only reason that Orpah went back to her own mother's house was because Naomi told them to go back to their mother's house. That was the only reason why Orpah went back. Orpah was obedient to Naomi. That's when she went back, because Naomi told them to go back. But Ruth stayed with Naomi. Should I say that Ruth was disobedient? Can we say that Ruth was disobedient and Orpah was obedient? That is also truth. If we said that Orpah was obedient to Naomi and Ruth was disobedient to Naomi, that too will be true. But nevertheless, Orpah went back to her mother's house as she was told by Naomi to do so. And Ruth decided not to go back, and Ruth stayed with Naomi. Both of them were dedicated to Naomi. Both of them were faithful to Naomi. That is our discussion for today.